What's up, y'all? What's going on? Jamie quit. Moxus. Brandon Breyer. What's up, everybody? Am I going to try Risk of Rain 2? There's a pretty strong possibility of that. I actually have a copy of it. I just have yet to install it or try it out. It looks really fun, though. I guess it's super quick, so it can be beaten very, very fast. It's still in early stages of development, but, I mean, that makes me even more likely to try it out, I think. Never Die, what's up, what's up? Anyway, so I'm on US West. Gonna just do some kind of casual grinding. I need XP and reroll tokens, basically. Mea culpa, what's up? Yeah, XP and reroll tokens, which, I mean, the smartest thing to do would be just to grind Drakenfrost Keep, but I know y'all don't want to just keep grinding the Keep all week. Even though we should. Frostfire Remnants is there. But I'm going to start off in the Keep anyway. So feel free to hop on in and join me on US West. It'll say Juice Live. Even spelt properly this time. How odd. Alright, here we go. Just downloaded it a couple hours ago and haven't stopped playing. Yeah, it does look super fun. I've got quite a few friends that are playing it as well. There's a chance maybe have a little of that going later on today. We'll see. Jin, how you doing? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Nice. Nothing wrong with that. A little luck never hurts, you know? I've gotten 2 10 out of 10 Frostfires, but it's been a whole lot more than three maps. No, there's no crossplay in DD2, Briar. We're gonna have to wait for DDA for that. Well, no one's gotten there yet, so I'm not sure what the exact number is. But I mean, with all perfect main stat rolls and all perfect 10 of 10 mods, what's up with that? Web service join call timeout. I don't think I've ever gotten that one. Try this again. But it'll be like around 12,000, I believe. The reason that is just 100% a vanity thing only, that's completely not important, is the main thing that you can raise up in the game and take up to Chaos 8 is your relics. Relics aren't even in the champion score number. Relics are not a thing. Thanks, Harry Swatsy. Appreciate it. King J, what up, what up? Let's try this one more time, huh? What's the deal? Doesn't want me to play no matches today, or what? Ice Live. No, this isn't Ice. This is Juice. Nice, Jen. Congrats. See if it'll let us in this time, huh? There we go. We in. Alright. Let's get a couple of reroll tokens. Anybody out there is hurting for gold, feel free to sell me some reroll tokens. By all means, overcharge me for them. I could literally use like another 4,000 reroll tokens to do all the hero spotlights I want to do coming up here. Who's my favorite? The Monk and the EV are definitely my favorite. I would have to say the EV probably overall. If I had to pick just one favorite hero, I really do love the EV. I play the Monk more just because the Monk is so strong and the Monk has double jump. But I just love everything about the EV. Always have. My day's going good, just getting started. I got some allergy issues this morning, so I'm sneezing like a mofo. But besides that, doing good. Because Chaos 7 is all that there's left to do, King J. The best loot in the game comes from Chaos 7, right? Well, there's no point in doing anything else. Onslaught is a non-rewarding game mode. It's for people who just want to push. Where I've already done that multiple times. So, I mean, I don't really have any interest in going back and doing any Onslaught at the moment. But you get better gear, or you're going to get more gear from Expeditions than Onslaught. And more experience, and more gold. So there's just no point in doing Onslaught until the next update comes. Going to be a whole lot of update going, or a whole lot of Onslaught going in the next update. Because we're going to have to go there to get all the stuff. They're forcing us to Onslaught, basically. Which I don't agree with in any way. I think Chromatic has really dropped the ball there. They're leaving us nothing to do in Dungeon Defenders 2, basically. And I am bitter about that. But, you know, on the same note, I am excited about DDA and what's coming. But I do feel like they left. They're going to end up leaving DD2 with us having nothing to do. Onslaught is not Endgame. Onslaught is just repeated grind with no reward. No gold, no XP. You know, you get Chaos 8 amps, you'll get the old returning special weapons and the new weapons. And Chaos 8 shards. So that will be a reason to do Onslaught again. But I never will have a reason to push Onslaught again since I'm done with Ancient Power. And I don't enjoy the gameplay mode, so... You know, you combine it being not rewarding, plus I don't enjoy playing it. You know, I mean, that's kind of a no-brainer. I want to play Dungeon Defenders, but there's just not a whole lot left for me now in DD2, sadly. I could play a little DD1. I'm hoping so, Mia. I really do hope so. We'll see. You know, we'll have to wait and find out. Have to see first off if there's anybody interested in doing it. And then, second off, if Chromatic will allow it. Which they've already said they'd be open to, I think. They kind of hinted at they would be open to that. Well, I mean, we already know there's not going to be any more major changes to the game here, Brent. So yeah, I'm confident saying I'm done with AP. I'll never do another AP without changes, and we're not going to get changes. No, I love the game. I've played it 8,000 hours there, Psycho. 10,000 if you count all the platforms. I think that qualifies as love. The problem is there's nothing for me to do. There's nothing left for me to do. I'm not going to play a game mode that doesn't give me a reward. And Onslaught doesn't give me a reward. There's literally zero reward from doing Onslaught. I don't need Chaos 8 amps anymore. I've got a ton of them that I haven't even used. I'm going to use once the next update hits. I would get rid of Enduring Tornado, personally. It's Dragolich there, Jamie. It's the best pet in the game for sure. You buy them for Defender medals. 7,500 Defender medals in town. The Volley Boom builds are really good. I've got a build for it on in my Spotlights playlist already. They're super fun to play. Actually is even better on the Adept. Yeah, I enjoy playing Chaos 7, plus I get rewarded for it. You know, I get more loot, more XP, more gold. Same amount of reroll tokens and all that stuff, so... I mean, if you're gonna grind DD2, Expeditions, Chaos 7 Expeditions is where you grind it. Well, it doesn't come out for, what, 6 months? You got plenty of time there, Cryptic. Pets are not like DD1 Psycho. Pets are not important in DD2. The stats on them are completely meaningless. All you care about is getting a pet ability. Each pet has an ability that you're looking for. And Dragolich is going to be the best pet you want. No one's gotten to Onslaught 999 in the current system, King J. They made it so it's not really possible. That's old. Marcos, that made it to 999, made it before the new Onslaught system, or the current Onslaught system was released. And what he did before was the equivalent of making it to 255 now. So the old 999 is the equivalent to the current 255. Alright, just gotta grind it out there, Jamie. You'll get there. Just remember, pets are not like in DD1, so a pet is not as game-changing as it was in DD1. David's song. David's not here yet. Onslaught now, how it works is when you get over floor 900, all the mobs get ramped up to 2 billion health. Every mob. Making it... They basically wanted to make it so it was impossible to complete. So there's a bunch of people that are at that stage. I talk to, not all of them, but I do talk to most of them quite frequently. And, you know... It takes all the tricks to get to where they're doing. All the tricks. What's going on there, Bob? How you doing? My problem with Onslaught is you get the same reward at floor 32 that you do at floor 600. So what's the point of grinding all that time up to floor 600, getting the exact same rewards every time? There's no greater reward for climbing floors. And that's just, in my mind, that's a broken system. But, that's just me. The chromatic people know I'm very, I've got lots of criticism for them on Onslaught mode. Yeah, Onslaught or Cyborgs disable ground traps, auras, and nodes, Kenny. So you don't use ground traps, auras, and nodes. And Cyborgs are just a regular old orc then. Would be like the base mechanic of the game. Now you can use like the tenacity mod to get around them. You can outrange them with stacking lots of range on defenses. But the basic concept of the Cyborg is it disables traps, auras, and nodes. So just don't use those and you're good. Yeah, the Burning Strike Shard there, Psycho. It comes in Chaos 5. What you see, you can just, like, I'll just shoot that one. Oh, maybe not. I'll try to go shoot that one up there, if he's not dead by then. Yep, it's going to him. So you can just shoot that and it'll light up. Burning Strikes is, in my opinion, it's a required shard now, unless you just want to have a hero you swap to. Do exclamation spotlights in chat there, Jamie, and there's a bunch of different viable flame aura builds there. Best for frost lanes is fire damage. Fire does double damage against frost enemies, so you always want to use stuff with fire damage on frost lanes. What we gonna get? What we gonna get? Should just stay in the keep and grind it today, but kind of wanted a little variety. I've been grinding the keep like crazy. Let's see, let's bust out some different stuff. Get those protons going again. Why don't we get some PDTs in there too? Yeah, I saw the Borderlands stuff. My live stream was late the other day because of the Borderlands stuff. Oops, wrong stuff. I'm stoked about it. I'm going to be streaming the remastered Borderlands 1 when it launches next week. Pardon me. I love me some Borderlands. I mean, it's one of my favorite games of all time. There's zero doubt about that. Just absolutely love Borderlands stuff. Yeah, when you're just starting the game, you have to get, your first goal should be to get to the defense speed caps. And that's gonna require either having a gilded shard or a 10 out of 10 mod that's at Chaos 8 quality. And if you're just starting the game, obviously you're not gonna have that, or a gilded shard. So the only way to get to the speed caps is gonna be by using both. So yeah, it's a wonderful idea. Let's see, get a little PDT action over here. I forgot to put any PDT action on that upper middle lane. Let's do that real quick. We'll just get, we'll just put it over here. We'll put one there. And one like that. Should work. I mean, the single biggest increase you can have in damage on just about every defense out there is getting to the speed caps. If you're attacking as fast as that tower can attack, it's going to put out the overall most amount of damage. So you just want to get there, you know. There we go. Who do I want to DPS on? Let's go back to the Mystic. I've been really enjoying playing on the Mystic here lately. Ramsters by themselves are not very good on frost lanes, but if you turn your Ramsters to fire, they work really well on frost. Nope, no eyes. I can't do it. I mean, I'm not trying to hide it. My string art is weak. It takes like having 10 or 12 or 15 proton beam one string segments that are placed in the right way. Which, like I said, if I could find that old image, I could probably reproduce it, but there's no way I could reproduce it without looking right. I'm using all hero damage stuff. There, Asian boy. So, yeah, I don't have this hero finished yet. This will be the first hero spotlight that comes out after the update, because it has the potential to be extremely strong with the Petrify combo. But we don't know if it's going to work yet, first off. So that's going to decide like the last few mods I put on. But I'm basically using hero damage stuff. I'm using single chip and healthy power, which are both hero damage. We don't have a date on it. They said yesterday it would be very soon. I'm assuming that means the week after next. It won't be this week coming up. Or I don't think it will be anyway. Or they would have just announced it. They would have teased it, hyped it up, and announced it. Since they didn't do that, and they said that there will be another dev stream about the DD2 update. So I'm going to assume Now, this is just a complete guess now. Don't hold me to this. But I'm going to assume that the dev stream will be next Friday. And then the DD2 update will hit the Tuesday after that. You can play her as HD, but she's just not very good as hero damage. She's usable. Well, I mean, in high floors, the Abyss Lord wouldn't be viable to use as an active hero at all. Or the Lavamancer, pardon me. The Abyss Lord you can use for all the crowd control. As a builder, I probably personally use more Fishers than I do Ramsters. Sadly, that's like the Lavamancer has one main defense. That's the Fishers of Embermount. Well, the Abyss Lord has one main defense too, and that's the Ramsters. The rest of the defenses on both of those heroes are quite a bit underwhelming. No, that is incorrect there, Absolute. If all you have is a defense rate shard, you will not be at the cap for Flame Arrows. Don't mean to upset you, but that is just untrue what you just said. It requires either an ungilded defense rate shard and a defense rate mod, or a gilded defense rate shard. If you don't have a mod, you have to have a gilded defense rate shard, or you are not at the cap. So you might want to recheck your flame arrows, because you're not getting as much power as you think you are out of them. It's the same with every defense. It's not like flame arrows are specifically by themselves. There's a couple of defenses that can be capped with just a regular shard. Well, then you have a speed mod on it, and you don't realize it. It's just not there. I mean, I'll show you here after this map. I'll throw a regular one in and show you. So, I mean, if you're using an ungilded shard, then you've got a rate mod. That's the only way you're getting there. Anya, what's up? Ryan, how you doing? Rate, range, damage shards, and anti-melee, and explosion. I would get rid of the melee boom, personally. But yeah, I mean, anything will work at the starting floors, you know? You don't need anything special to get to floor 100. Yeah, projectile, the different projectile mods are the exact same as the light, medium, or heavy mods. So, I mean, yeah, they're good to use if they're in that situation. They're only for hero damage heroes. You guys know that too. The max rate for flame arrows is 0.31. Well, I mean, like, me personally, like, the perfect flame aura to me is, for mods, put defense rate, anti-melee, and then, like, anti-chaos or anti-orc, something along those lines. And then for shards, use deadly strikes, destruction, and vampiric. That would be the perfect setup, in my mind, for a general lane clear. But remember, you can't set all your defenses up to be general lane clears if you want to push Onslaught. You have to get some things that are tweaked to killing mini-bosses. You got to get some things that are tweaked for frost lanes. Onslaught is all about counters and countering the enemies that are there. But, I mean, this is my normal flame aura. I've got another one on it right now, but this is my usual flame aura relic right here. Right now I'm using this one because I've been doing a lot of Drakenfrost Keep, and I want that tenacity. Good Go to a random map. You deal way more damage with the health mods there. Memo is the whole point of it. The amount of heal you do is based off of your total health, which means the amount of boom that goes off, that's an AoE boom every 5 seconds, is all dependent on your health scaling. So yeah, you want to get the most amount of health you possibly can on a Turn the Tides Barbarian. Now, if you're not using Turn the Tides, then yeah, you'd want to go hero damage. But if you're doing that exact setup, that Turn the Tides setup, it's very dependent on having a large hero health. I mean, it's a big difference, you know, in the amount of that boom that goes off. And remember, that boom is what it's all about. It's not about anything else on the barb. Well, with that barb setup, it's not about anything else. The amount that you do per attack is completely just doesn't matter compared to what you're doing off the booms. I still got to get a volcano set up. Let's see. I wanted to give that volcano some action. Let's do this. We'll bring everything way back here. That way the volcano gets plenty of room to do its thing. You want water. Water is very important on a weapon, man. The tenacity is the optional. Shocking Revelations and water would be the required mods, and then tenacity would be the optional mod. Oh, and now you moved it? I built that whole lane around your volcano and then you moved it. Geez, so on board. What the heck, man? There we go. I think that's enough spam. Yeah, it's a great setup for Frost lanes, no doubt about it. I would go range, personally, over one of the antis, but there's nothing at all wrong with that setup. I mean, that's the most possible damage that you could get out on a Frost lane. The reason I would go range is because Frost Orcs are just real easy to outrange, even up to like floor 300 or so, just by throwing a range mod on there. Nah, Frost Orcs are unaffected by tenacity, Jerry Bear. It's an aura that they project around themselves. Hey, what's going on there, Kragan? I'm probably going to play Risk of Rain 2 later on. I know I've got a friend on Discord that beat Risk of Rain 2 in just a few hours. Is it a lot of fun? Well, I mean, that's good. I want to play it. They're all the same speed, Jerry Bear. It's a locked shot type on the Shadow Flame Knife. The thing with the Shadow Flame Knife that you want is you want a heavy one that has hero health. But the shot types are all the same. There's some tricks you can do with it, though. Like if you spam the button instead of just holding it down. See, watch. Here I am, just shooting regularly, holding it down. Let me see if I can give you guys an idea what that looks like. It's shooting that frequently, right? Well, if I spam the button instead and don't just hold it down, it's shooting that frequently, which is a lot harder to see with me spamming. It's a lot of shots, you know. So there's tricks that you can do. Now, obviously, if you sit there and spam the button, you're going to end up having arthritis in your fingers. Well, it's not an ending like the game will have. It's an ending as far as what's available in the game right now. But yeah, I mean, the game's still in development, so it's not complete yet. Get to the end of what you can do right now before generating another world. It does look super fun, though. I'm anxious to play it for sure. when I said beat it, I didn't mean beat the game. I mean beat it, beat what's currently available. Yeah, that's basically what I was getting at there, Jer Bear, but I didn't want to say those words. You want about a 15 millisecond delay in between. Mobs get very tanky very fast. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Like I said, maybe as a late stream today, later on. Get a little Risk of Rain 2 going on. I gotta get my volcano squared away. I wonder if that relic's ready to go and all I need to do is upgrade it. I should look at that. Because I'm jealous not having a volcano gun. Onboard's always got a volcano. I ain't got no volcano. What's the easiest, what do you guys think is the easiest one to select for like your first time through when you're a complete nub? Because you know I'm a nub. It's full appeasement. They're HHH. When you get full appeasement and you get this little snake around you, it gives you a huge run speed boost. Well, I mean, that's pretty much, that almost sums up just about every offline game, doesn't it, Anya? Yeah, Ascension points is just your experience. So just like gaining experience in another game. You'll get all that. There's no reason to ever grind Ascension until you're at the end. Oh, okay, so you start off, you only have one option? Nah, they won't give me another cosmetic in DDA, I don't think. That was a Caster's Guild thing. So anyone that's a member of the Caster's Guild, which is the Dungeon Defenders 2 stream team, anyone that's a member of the Caster's Guild for a year gets an in-game flare. Auto aim is exactly what I'm talking about, Anya. I will have to make that my goal. That is exactly what I'm talking about. I don't think I'll even need a totem on board, because I'll be able to put points into defense health. You gotta get it, it's gotta be 10 of 10 and Chaos 8. Jer Bear. So, I mean, it's endgame. It's an endgame build. It's gotta be a perfect mod, and it's gotta be a Chaos 8 level mod. So, not only do you have to find a perfect one, but then you have to upgrade it to Chaos 8. Now, you don't have to fully upgrade it. You just have to put 1 amp at it. Like, as you look at mine, it's 0 of 5 upgrade levels down at the bottom. Because I only gave it 1 amp. I just didn't feel the need to dump the rest of the crafting materials into it yet. I mean, I will. I just haven't yet. The best bet up until getting to Chaos 8 is to just use a Gilded Deadly Strikes. And then that way, if you can get a Gilded Deadly Strikes, or pardon me, defense rate. If you have a Gilded defense rate, then you can use that mod slot for something else. Uh-oh, we all locked up here? Counting down. Somebody got the bug. It happens. I've been getting a lot of it lately. DD2 has been a bit buggy. Hopefully, they get it all nice and cleaned up in the next update. Or at least some improvements. I don't know, Cryptic. I mean, if that's something that Chromatic would have to do, then will probably never happen, I would guess. Gilded Destruction is, what, 52%? Let's see. What is a Gilded Destruction? 42%. Where a regular Destruction is 34%. So it's, what, 8% higher to gild it. When you look at it that way, it's saddening. So don't look at it that way. It's very disappointing that that's all you get out of dumping all of that and all that gold into that shard. It's very sad times. Let's see, let's get the cheeky placement up in here. Oh, there's no doubt there, Anya. Now that's what the next update is going to bring, some pretty massive quality of life to the game in that regard. What the heck, did my cheeky placement video cause them to fix it? Why am I not able to get this down there now? Or am I just at the wrong spot and I just don't realize it? Yeah, I don't know. I'm not feeling like it wants to go down there now. I think maybe the range on the aura is too big now. It won't save you money. I mean, with the exception of, what, a few of the shards, you won't do enough AP resets for it to save you money. But what it does do is it saves you a massive headache. And it gives you quite a bit of convenience. I mean, the ones that are 500,000 to upgrade, you can get to that pretty easily. But for all the cheaper ones to upgrade, you'll never get your money's worth out of gilding it. As far as doing AP resets. It's 2 million gold. I mean, you'd have to upgrade the thing a bazillion times to come up with the 2 million gold on, you know, the ones that are cheaper. Looks like I overspammed. That's alright, we'll be alright. Does it stack with defense power? Yeah. That's where it gets its... That's what it gives you an increase of, is the number off of your medallion. You mean as a mod there, Anya? The thing, if you're gonna stack mass destruction and destruction, the thing is, remember, you've only got one more shard slot. So if it's a defense that has like a utility shard you want to use, that's gonna take that up. And then remember, your range is gonna be tiny. So if you've got a really, really small aura, let's just say for ease of math, say you got a tiny little aura that hits for 1,000, or say it hits for 1,500, but then you've got a really, really big aura that hits for 1,000, the really big aura is going to end up doing more damage, even though it hits for less per second. because the mobs are going to spend more time in it. So you have to look at the range as well. It's exactly 8%. It's at 8% of that number, Shane. Your destruction, or your defense power you have on a relic, that's the base number. You're creating a base number, and then it's giving you a percentage gain above that. So it's exactly 8%. It's 8% of your base number. They're two different interactions. One is reacting off of the base number, the other is creating the base number. So yeah, it's not more than 8%. It's 8%. I mean, how else can I put it, you know? What's going on there, Toxic? Without going to floor 80, you don't, no specialty stuff is required, really, on you. You don't have to fine-tune a build to get to floor 80. You see those alt-account runs I do with no ancient power, no 10 of 10 mods, all that stuff. I mean, you can do all that. I don't know what the building will be like. What do you mean, like the graphic wise, or that overhead view you get in DD1? I mean, building is really similar between the two. It's just the camera angles that are wonky in DD1. I mean, it's too soon to guess what any of the gameplay will be like, as far as like what the visual will look like with tower placement. I mean, they've given us no gameplay footage at all in that regard. What's going on there, Quick? Yeah, wouldn't that be nice if Dungeon Defenders had a simulacrum? The thing, you just have to scroll in every time. I hear you there, Psycho. I understand what you're saying. It's difficult to go back and forth between DD1 and DD2. Once you get used to it in DD1, you don't even think about it. But when you go back and forth, the camera view in DD1 seems wonky. It certainly does. I mean, like I said, once you get used to it, it's like you don't even think about it anymore. But at first, it's like, ugh. Cryo said it gave him a headache when he tried to play it. Because he was just so not used to the strange camera angles. I go back and forth all the time. I guess I'm just used to both of them. They haven't said anything specific about the default camera. I mean, there's going to be lots more options than there is in DD2 or DD1 as far as field of view and camera angles and everything else. So, I mean, that would be the least thing I would worry about. Just the difference between Unreal 3 and Unreal 4 is going to add lots of options there. I mean, we'll be able to set that up how we want it. I'm confident of that. I mean, the more options we have under the graphics settings, the better off we're going to be. You know, and they've got the machine in place in Unreal 4 that's capable of sky's the limit in that department, you know. But yeah, I wouldn't sweat that too much, to be honest. On US West, always. There, Kyle. Should say it in the title, right? Did I not put it there this time? I usually try to put it in the title. Dang, 1,000 endo sculptures. That's a little over the top. That would be some heavy duty endo, yeah. Oh, it's all good. It's all good. You guys got me wanting to play Risk of Rain 2 now, though. I wanted to play it anyway, and I do have it. I just have to download it and check it out. Well, I mean, that's obviously, that's pretty over the top. I mean, there's no value to going past 70 AP resets other than more of an XP and gold bonus, but there's no more value to your actual hero's performance. And then Ascension, well, I mean, it takes 6,000 Ascension just to max 1 defense. So, I mean, realistically, the Ascension, you could get up to a huge number just for quality of life and not having to have multiple monks or multiple EVs and everything else. Oh, I am too, Jordan. I'm extremely stoked about that. Yeah, I played RimWorld there, Kenny. RimWorld's another really good game. I really like games like that. Well, I mean, getting all the ancient power points to 5 only requires 70. There's Psycho. Which, I mean, some of them are completely useless, so even getting all of those, to me, just... I mean, you just gotta want to do it. If you want to do it, then great. But your effectiveness in-game is not going to change based off of a lot of those APs. You know, you got these two right here that are both completely useless, in my opinion. They could get rid of those and it would have no effect on the game. I mean, I've got the 5 points in that one just because I do like to jump off edges a lot. But this one here, 0, no point in having. Complete waste of points to put anything there. The only place in the entire game it would help you in any way is Mastery mode. And Mastery, of course, is a one and done type thing. Yeah, I saw some stuff on Sekiro. My problem now is I've just got too much stuff to play. I like that Risk of Rain 2. I mean, I really want to play it. It's just a matter of putting together the time to do it, you know. It's like your 17th reset. I mean, your gear always goes down to campaign level, so you're always going to have to redo your gear. But max C7 is floor 32. And I think, I'm not positive, but I think it's like your 17th reset takes you past floor 32. Here I said I was going to use PDTs today. Poor little PDTs, not getting any love. Laziness. Laziness kicks in. Well, you can't trade anything that's been tinkered. But yeah, I mean, you take... That's how you do AP resets, is you get a set of throwaway gear. You guys have heard me use that term a million times. You get a set of throwaway gear that's 6 of 10, so it's never been upgraded, it's never been tinkered in any way. You go through your AP reset, then you trade that off to either a friend or an alternate account or whatever you decide to do. And then you go back to floor 32 again, get floor 32 unlocked. That unlocks the trading back to you, and then they trade the stuff back to you. But I mean, it takes doing a bunch of resets before you're going to get to that point. Up until that point, don't even sweat it. Just go through and blaze through it. It's all easy mode. We got all the lanes, right? Appears so. I mean, the AP resets at the very beginning, your first few resets are super, super quick. The longest they will take you ever, if you just grind it out, is like maybe 6 hours. And we were doing them on stream in 6 hours, and of course on stream it all goes a little bit slower, because I take breaks to talk to people and everything. So, I mean, 6 hours is a very realistic number for someone that's just playing. It's 30 maps, you know, is the top it goes to. The highest Ancient Power goes is happen to go from floor 51 to 80. So you just have to do those 30 maps. So you reset, you go right to floor 51. You do floor 51, and then you get all your throwaway gear back from your buddy, and you blaze through the rest of the floors. But what I mean by throwaway gear is, of course, untinkered and unupgraded. So, like, the best thing you could do is find something that has 2 positive mods for your situation. Uh-oh, what happened here? Not letting me... I, like, lagged on the upgrading or something. That was weird. So, like, I had, I think, anti-melee and defense range on my flame auras, which were 2 positive mods. They weren't high-quality mods. It was just any mod. Then I had, like, Piercer Servo and Crit Damage Servo on ballistas. And once again, not high quality. Just anything that gives you a positive effect. And then that would be ideal throwaway gear for you. You just have to make sure that you pass floor 32 and you have a piece of gear from floor 32 on every armor and weapon slot before you buy your throwaway gear back from your friend or your alt. If not, it will get scaled down. And it's buggy too. You can even be past the champion score, but have one piece that's not the right tier of piece, and it will still scale you down. So every piece has to be from floor 32 or higher. Rudolfo, thank you so much for subscribing. I do appreciate you. Good enough. Who we got here? We got Onboard, Torp, and Mr. Pickles. Very nice. Well, I mean, as far as what heroes you get, that's really a kind of a up to you thing. But I will say that you're going to get more benefit out of getting a hero that can build before you would getting a hero that's DPS only. And the Gunwitch and Barbarian have no towers, so those are DPS only heroes. And in my opinion, you should get those last. But that's just my opinion. I mean, get heroes in order that you think they'd be the most fun to play. What's going on there, Mickey? How you doing? I'm just waking up, really. Just getting going here. Go. And then, I mean, once you've got all the builders and it comes down to Barbarian or Gunwitch, that's an easy choice too. You just have to ask yourself, do you like melee heroes better, or do you like ranged heroes better? If you like melee, go with Barb. If you like ranged, go with Gunwitch. They're both super strong. Man, I'm just lag spiking around like a mofo. Make sure Epic doesn't have a... Make sure my Epic launcher doesn't have a download going. That's the one downside about having multiple launchers. No, I don't even have it open. It should be good there. I did an entire Ancient Power reset in campaign gear. HHH. So yeah, I mean, later on, you'll be able to just go through them. I did floor 51 to 80 in full campaign gear, though. It wasn't fun. It was a huge pain in the ass, and it took about double the amount of time it would have taken if I just did it with regular gear. It's about the gilded shards. I mean, if you have all gilded shards and you have a semi-decent ascension level and you have high quality mods on your items and it resets the campaign, absolutely hop right on in and do the map. You don't need to get other gear. How long does it take me to respond? To what? If you're asking what the stream delay is, it's different for every person. For me here, of course I'm streaming to the server that's closest to me, but for me it's about 12 seconds. If you're in Europe, it could end up going up as long as 20-30 minutes if the stream is really, really long. It's the further away you are from Seattle, basically, Seattle, Washington, you just want to reset the stream or refresh the stream periodically, because you're gonna eventually get behind. Yeah, like poor Quicksilver in Greece. He's got to reset all the time because he's long, long away, far, far away from me. Oh, I didn't think you were trying to be rude. I just didn't know what you're asking. When I die in the game? I don't know. Let's see. What is it? 10, 12 seconds? No, no. Or that's right. I got the points into it. It's 6 seconds with the points. Well, geysers the stuff right now, right? The key there is AFK the map, don't AFK the Drakenlord. The Drakenlord can be killed just in seconds if you're not AFK. So like what I do is I mute all, if I want to AFK, I mute all of the in-game volumes. I turn them all the way down, except for the effects, which is the boss notifications. And then if I hear the Drakenlord laugh, then I'll look back over at the screen and go kill him real quick. Is, you know, it's the fastest, most efficient way. Well, that and the reason the viewer can never count the actual stream delay is because you don't know how long it's been since you typed it before I actually said something about it. You know, like some comments I'll read and I'll see them instantly. Other ones I might be doing something on screen. Let me do a quick inventory here real quick. Yeah, there's several of them. What is there? Is that BlueStacks? Isn't that the most popular one? I'm sure somebody in chat would know better than me. I think it's... I thought BlueStacks was like the most popular one to play Android games on PC. But I'm not 100% sure on that. You're not alone there, family. You are not alone. There's many, many hyped people about DDA. No doubt about it. The Tenacity mod will keep them from freezing. Tenacity won't affect Frostorc freezes, but it will affect the Dragon freezes. So I use 100% Tenacity stuff in the keep and then just full AFK it. A lot of people have been using another one lately too. You know who knows quick is ask Frag Zombie in Discord. Frag Zombie uses that stuff quite frequently. So he'll know as well. Come on, start me off with a 10 out of 10 for God's sakes. Nope, not today. What do I still need? I need something for the head and something for the boots, I think it is, on my Mystic. Yeah, I need to replace that swap damage chip and that healthy AP chip. So yeah, something for head and something for boots is what I'm looking for. Just got one more mod slot to fill and I'll be pretty much done with the Mystic until the update comes. I'm not sure on that one there, Famlet. The modding access that came with DD1, I think a lot of people would say that a lot of that ruined the game. And particularly on consoles, all the modded weapons and everything that people ended up getting on consoles. It killed the console experience for people. So, I don't know. I mean, I like mods, but I like mods that are gameplay-based mods, not free win mods, you know? AP is more DPS, hero damage is more fun. So, I mean, you got to make a choice. Do you want to do more damage or do you want to have more fun? And of course, that's my opinion. You might like AP better. But you should always play the heroes the way you want to play them and not be, you know, don't be a slave to the target dummy and what it tells you you're doing. You're not here to kill the target dummy, you're here to play games and have fun, right? So always play heroes the way you know, build a hero for your playstyle, not anyone else's. I personally just love the aimbot Mystic. I mean, I don't have to aim at nothing. It's perfect for when I'm live streaming. I can be really, really lazy. And if I need to, I can still do 20, 30 million DPS. But most of the time, it's just damage bouncing around the map. You know? Ooh, I didn't get any snakes in up here. Gotta get at least one, right? That's to have at least one snake. I'd like to get another snake here, too. Did I go 3 auras? Oh, man. Let's get rid of that. Overbuilt a little on some of these other lanes, it looks like. Let's see. I put snakes down below for this one, so that should be alright. Yeah, lazy mystic for the win. I agree, Term. I love it. Quintuple projectile weapons were for a hero damage hero that's going to... that has a weapon that shoots 5 projectiles. So, like, that would be great for the monk. Because you're always going to want to go with a 5 projectile weapon for the monk. It'd be good for the apprentice if you had like a hero damage Penta 3 or something weapon that you're using on the apprentice. Oh, it's all good. Everything's going to die instantly anyway on board. Instant death is instant death, you know. My snakes wouldn't have range to make it all the way over there from there, I don't think, anyway. You should keep that mod, though. You shouldn't give it away to anybody. Yeah, Chaos 3, you want to avoid projectiles, Tusk. The special enemy from Chaos 3 is the Geode, which is the big bubble. So you don't want towers that shoot projectiles, so no cannonballs or ballistas or poison dart towers. Stay away from all that stuff. In Chaos 3, traps, auras, and nodes do really well. So like just walls and flame aura spam with a couple of lightning strike auras in the mix maybe would do fantastic in Chaos 3. What's going on there, Jeffrey? Now, see, that's what I try to do there on board is build so I don't need a boost aura. My tiny range towers are really good without a booster. So, I mean, in my mind, don't build for a booster. Build without needing a booster, and then if you add a booster in, it's just more gravy on top, you know? Jeffrey Bennett, thank you so much for subscribing. Nah, we don't know, Quentin. I'm guessing the week after next, based off of what they said in the dev stream yesterday. But we don't have a specific yet. That's the roughest part right there, Albert. It is the roughest part. You want a heavy weapon with hero health for the Shadow Flame build. So once you get that, no matter how good the Shadow Flame mod is, keep that weapon and then just re-roll the mod. Yeah, the container that a mod is in decides its power level, Psycho. So if you got a 10 of 10 mod and a Chaos 1 relic and you upgrade it to Chaos 2, the quality, or the numbers, the stats on the 10 of 10 mod will go up. Absolutely. Cyrus, what's going on? So what, April 3rd, we get the Borderlands remaster. I'm so looking forward to that. Yeah, see, same thing there on board. I built so I didn't need it. I mean, my Skyguard crushes kobolds now. No flyers stand a chance if I use a Skyguard prior to like floor 200 in Onslaught. We all get those. We all get those, Alpha. It's kind of a, it's up to you sort of thing, Tusk. I personally wouldn't get the Mystic as my first hero. I would get the EV2. Is what I would get. But, I mean, there's no wrong answer there. Get who looks like it's going to be the most fun to you. Well, you need to get to the rate. If you don't have a 10 of 10 Chaos 8 defense rate mod dragon, then you have to use defense rate shard. Getting to the rate is the most important thing. Then you have to decide whether or not you want to live with that tiny, tiny little baby range of the Flame Aura to stack mass and regular destruction. So what I probably would do in that situation is just use mass and then use deadly strikes and defense rate. I mean, when it all boils down to it, the base shards you should use in the majority of defenses in the game is destruction, deadly strikes, and defense rate. So if you get mass destruction, you would just replace the destruction shard out with mass instead. You can stack them, but then you get that tiny range. You know, like I said, once again, it comes down to the, do you want to hit them once for 15,000, or do you want to hit them twice for 10,000? You know, well, if you hit them twice for 10,000 each, it's going to be more overall damage. It's one of those just gameplay choices you have to make. In a lot of situations throughout the game, range will beat power, though. So if you look at overall damage done on a defense. Man, there's really bad lag today, huh? The latency, my connection looks fine too, so it's not from something on my end. But getting really bad latency issues. That was 6 maps. Let's do one more map here and then I'll head out to town and remake the group. EV's just fun. Lightning Strike auras I use for boss killing. So I use anti-melee, anti-chaos, and anti-mini-boss on mine personally. But they're designed for killing bosses and killing things like Lady Orcs, Assassins. Alright, let's go back to the Tenacity setup. I still got that going here, yep. Let's get that Tenacity rocking here. Get that easy peasy, extra cheesy flavor going right here. You'll get there, Dragon. I mean, I get 250 to 275 per map. So, I mean, you'll get there. I mean, you get to a point in DD2, if you play it enough, if you love the game and you're going to really grind it out, you'll get to the point where you'll have more gold than what you can use. There's just not enough good things for sale out there to use all the gold you get. I mean, once you get all your shards gilded and all that stuff, you've got no major gold sinks to go into. I'll probably blow quite a bit of it gilding some new shards when the new update comes with that shard vendor. Make it so that I never have to do any shard swapping, you know? Because I like to play around with so many different heroes. A lot of times I end up having to swap those gilded shards around because I don't have enough for everybody, you know? And I have a pretty extreme amount, so... of gilded shards. I want to guess I probably spent... I don't know, I've had to have spent 200 million gold on shard gilding since it started. I don't know the exact number, but it has to be at least 200 million. Did your first reset and your cash went bye-bye. That stinks. Gotta be careful with that. My first AP reset, I way overspent on gold. I learned my lesson pretty quick, though. My last 20 AP resets, I didn't spend a single gold. Not one. Doing resets. It's hard not to, though, you know, because you want all your stuff. That's one of the innate problems with Ancient Power, is it limits you using all of your favorite things. Unless you want to build, unless you just want to have like a 4-hero deck and never, you know, only use one defense per hero and have one of them as your DPS hero too, you can just really spend. But Ancient Power, to do Ancient Power resets, you just don't need all the stuff. It's kind of a bummer, really, because you grind out all this stuff to be able to use it, and then you start doing Ancient Power resets, and you don't need all the stuff. So it's like, ah, really? Defender medals, Dragon, is what Chromaticus said. I mean, we'll have to see. We don't know the pricing or anything, but they did say Defender medals. What we got there? It's unique. This Flame Aura is not my normal setup. Well, my normal setup is range, anti-melee, or rate, anti-melee, and anti-chaos. Here on this map, I'm using Tenacity. That way, I can be lazy and don't have to go shoot little flamey braziers with pissed off dragons. So I just ignore the dragon. Get that Tenacity flowing. this is actually the setup I'm using on my Flamars right now is my secondary Fisher of Ember mount setup. So it's not the primary setup I would use, it's a secondary setup I would use if I just want more damage. So it's got, what? Tenacity, Go Boo Boom, and Defense Range as the mods. And basically what it's designed for is, say that I had like this exact setup right here, but I needed a little bit more damage in it, then I would just slap a Fisher down in the middle of all this. And it would cover a huge area because I'm using, well, you see how big the Flamars are here. So, I mean, it would cover this entire area. Plus, it would have the Go Boo Boom in the mix, too. I'm stoked about Dungeon Defenders Awakened. It's what the game has needed for many years. I've been saying it for many years. Absolutely cannot wait for Dungeon Defenders Awakened to get here. I would be playing it right now if it was playable. I mean, I'm not going to stop playing DD2, but I'm going to be playing more DDA than I am DD2. There's zero doubt about that. So, I mean, nothing but positive things for me on DDA. I'm super looking forward to it. DD2 really needed Unreal 4. I think that's the biggest value one, personally. Figure you're getting 4 copies. Besides the other stuff, you're getting 4 copies of the game. 4 copies of the game, so 25 bucks a pop. My guess is at launch, the game will cost more than 25 bucks. So if you did that one, I really think that one's probably the biggest value. You know, and then you can go down to the multiple copies from there. You know, like the second biggest value would be the one with 2 copies of the game. And then, you know, there's nothing wrong if, you know, say you just want to get in. That $20 copy or whatever it is pretty dang good too. With a copy of the game, but none of the bells and whistles, basically. I mean, I've used all kinds of combos of Colossus there, Espen. I'm just not a fan. I mean, it's very niche, you know? It's great as you're pushing into the higher onslaughts to kind of free up a lane for you, but like I said, it's one of those niche things that I just don't really use. They said about a month before it releases, so it's supposed to launch in October. I'm going to guess the beta will be available in September. No, DD2 is pay to play. It's just like our DDA is pay to play. It's just like all the other Dungeon Defenders games, just not Dungeon Defenders 2. I mean, if you would look at the majority of Dungeon Defenders players from all the games, the majority of those players will tell you what ruined DD2 for them is the free-to-play business model with all the microtransactions. So it'll be just like a regular retail game that you buy. Just like Dungeon Defenders was. And just like Dungeon Defenders Eternity was. So they're going back to their roots, basically, in that area. Free-to-play games just get riddled with microtransactions. That's the biggest problem with them. It's free to... I mean, it's almost like they should rename those, with few exceptions. I mean, there's games like Warframe that have a really good free-to-play business model. But there's not many games like that, you know? You take games like Path of Exile and DD2, they make it to fully experience the game. You just need inventory space. Do I think DD2 will be dead? Not at all. DD1's still playing. What, and that's what, 8 or 9 years old? Ah, that sucks, Proud Hero. That stinks, dude. That's the first rule of giveaways, man. Always hit the follow button. If I'd have known it was you, I probably would have hooked you up. But you didn't say anything. I didn't know it was you. Yeah, Warframe, without a doubt, has the best free-to-play model. I would agree with that 100%, Quicksilver. They did free-to-play right. There's no doubt at all about that. Well, it's not just annoying, Dragon. It's, I mean, if you're going to play Endgame, if you're going to fully experience DD2, it makes it almost unplayable, requiring all that inventory, you know? And I said here, I said I was going to do... Here I said I was going to create a new map after this one. Alright, after this one, I'll just spam this one up here real quick, and we'll blast through it. David, what's up? Every time you do an Ancient Power reset, you get an additional 5% bonus there, Tin. I don't get 400,000 every win. I don't think that's my normal number. It's not that high. I think my average is probably like 275. 250, 275, something like that. Well, that's free-to-play game, Dragon. Look at Path of Exile. Path of Exile is a great comparison to DD2 in that department. It's a game with massive amounts of stuff to hold that naturally, through gameplay, provides you, like, no inventory space. I mean, they gotta make money. I mean, even with all that crappy microtransactions, DD2 still is not a super profitable game. If it was making a bunch of money, they would be continuing on it. There is no max, Paul. You go as high as you want. Nictus gets 1,000%, so he gets 10 times or 100 times. Or is he 1,000? He's at 200 resets. Yeah, it's 1,000. He gets 10 times gold of what a non-Ancient Power player would get every map that he does. Just some artwork. I mean, to be honest with you, I would expect... I mean, I think everyone expected there to be more detail to the graphics in DDA. But it's nice to see some of the concept art and basics, you know. I'm using Vicious Strikes and Deadly Strikes. Thrives on you. DDA is not free to play, Tin. So DDA will not be... Yeah, it'll be pay to win. You got to buy the game or you can't play it. But there's no microtransactions in DDA. It's... Yeah, like Kai said, it's pay to play. DD2's about to make a big transition in that department if they allow that new shard vendor to sell shards for gems, which I'm assuming they will, because you can buy shard packs with gems. Why won't you be able to buy shards with gems, you know, since it's on the same Defender metal system? If they do that, DD2 will be completely pay to win. 100%. So, I mean, I don't care, to be honest with you. It won't affect me at all. What's going on, Demon Child? I'm not sure. The next giveaway will be on YouTube before Twitch. I'd like to go back and forth with them. So the next giveaways will be on YouTube. There will be a video or something up. In fact, maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll get something started this afternoon. I'll do a... on YouTube, I have to do them in video form. If I do them on live streams, too much of my YouTube audience miss out on it. Oh, and by the way, y'all, I can't believe I haven't mentioned it sooner. You guys do know it's Batman's birthday, right? I'm just saying, it's Batman's 80th birthday. It's been 80 years since the first appearance of Batman. It's kind of a big deal, you know? It's Batman, for God's sakes. No, there is no microtransactions in Dungeon Defenders Awakened. There will be no microtransactions. It's not DD2, y'all. It's not a free-to-play game. It's like buying another game where you buy the game and you own it. You just play. You don't, nothing more to purchase. I mean, as they release new content, they'll put out DLC for it, just like a normal retail game. Oh, that would be awesome, Jamie, no doubt about it. I mean, no game I've ever seen out there does it as good as Warframe with the Simulacrum. That is the best thing in any game for testing I've ever seen. Quicksilver wasn't even born yet, Quicksilver. Quicksilver is an afterthought to the Batman. How much do I think Dad will cost? I don't know. You have to ask him. It'd be pricey. Assuming you meant DDA. I'm just messing with you. I think it'll cost probably $39.99, or is my guess. Nah, the shard vendor's not here yet, Brent. You'll know it when it hits, because there's going to be massive Dungeon Defenders 2 content coming to the channel. What do we got going here? Must have been a Cobalt, huh? Building it like I would regular and not the assault variety. I mean, I don't know how much it's going to cost, but my guess is it'll be $29.99 or $39.99 US. Quicksilver would never dare such a thing. No, the shard vendor is not out. We already know when the update's coming, y'all. It's the first 2 weeks in April. It's not even April yet. We gotta wait for it. It's just not here yet. I mean, I want it as bad as you guys do, but realism is realism. It's not gonna be here till April. Let's move, let's get this Cobalt situation dealt with here. There we go, that'll take care of that. I'm sure it won't be unlimited. 10, it'll be like Dungeon Defenders, I would guess. You'll have a set amount of inventory space, and to get more, maybe there will be an achievement or something in a game you can unlock, just like the original game. It won't be unlimited though, no. Oh, Protobot. Protobot got hacked. Oh my god. Holy shit. Let me see, I gotta kick it real quick. Make sure Cryo's got it handled here. That's an awesome bot Cryo made. Ugh. Such a pain in the ass. Ugh. Yep, I got booted out. That's alright. Such a pain in the butt. Let's see. Can we get it all? Alright, I think that got it all. Alright, sorry y'all, I'm back here. Is Go Boo Boom good? Yeah, Go Boo Boom is great. It's not something you'd want to use as a main tower. You don't want to really use any booms as a main tower. Alright, let me go through, clean up my inventory real quick here. Or did I just do that? Or no, I guess not. I got stuff here. Let's save that constrictor. We got anything good? Nothing good there. Here's another constrictor. I should have enough to gild that now, I bet. Alright, let's queue it back up. They said German support is one on the list there, Kai. So, you're from Germany, aren't you? Why would you not want German support? Alright, let's head back on in and get a few more matches done here. Nah, I'm offline. I've been getting spammed messages pretty heavily, so I'm just staying offline in Steam. Having YouTube comments, Discord comments is pretty overwhelming as it is. I spend like usually 2 hours a day answering messages. Every single day. Just adding Steam into that picture too, it's just too much. You know. It's alright, that's what she is, isn't she? Kai, she's a witch with a gun. It's all good. I think it sounds awesome. It won't show on stream, okay? It doesn't pick up my Steam overlay, so when I'm shift tabbed right now. Right now on this account I'm at 79.46 according to Steam. I'm actually about to hit 1,000 ascension on my alt. That's just absurd. I never guessed it would have gotten that high. But yeah, on my main alt, I'm about to hit 1,000. You can just look at my Steam profile. It's public there, Kai. You can just look at the hours I've got in various games. I set all that to public. Anybody can look at that if they want. Okay, well, you're looking at it. Killing, squishing gobus in new and exciting ways is my #1 hobby there, Kai. Nothing wrong with that. I mean, getting that much playtime out of a free-to-play game would be awesome. Yeah, I just wonder what the Riftwalker would be all about. And would he or she have towers? I mean, I'm hoping the Riftwalker's not going to be a DPS-only hero. I'm hoping there's some kind of towers involved. What's going on, Daniela? How are you? But yeah, I mean, the more heroes, the merrier, you know? I'm hoping they get lots of heroes in. I really hope that they get a lot of what we would consider the normal heroes in. Like, if it's a hero that was in DD1 and DD2, I really hope that that comes in right away. You know, like the EV2, the Summoner / Abyss Lord. In my opinion, I would love to see them right away. Well, I mean, if it was during an off week and somebody was really looking for it. I mean, if it was a week, like right now, you can just get it. So right now, it would be worthless, as you could just go get Frostfire Remnants. But if it was a week that it wasn't here, and somebody really, really wanted it, you'd get a few mil out of it. I don't have Vicious on Flame Auras. I have Vicious on my Weapon Mans there, Tin. My Weapon Mans have Deadly Strikes and Vicious. My Flame Auras have Deadly Strikes and Defense Range mod on them currently. But Vicious is on the Weapon Mans. Vicious actually doesn't scale very well on Flame Auras. It scales differently with every tower, depending on the range scaler of the tower. More confusing crap that won't be in DDA. See? That's what you get to look forward to, y'all. I mean, all that confusing crap is what's made my YouTube channel what it is. So I can't necessarily complain about that. But DD2 has got a lot of confusing crap in it to figure out, you know? DDA won't have any of that. DDA, you'll know. You know, you've got this much range. Yeah, it's a hot item there, Ethan. I mean, if that's the only thing you're looking for right now, then I would suggest grinding this map and getting the or the resort and getting the reroll tokens and just rerolling for it. Every defense in the game is the exact same, Scythy. So every defense in the game, you would start off with Deadly Strikes, Destruction, and Defense Rate. Every defense. And then you would want to decide if there was anything of those shards that you'd be willing to give up to increase the power. Like in the case of the bees, the bigger range that you put on bees, the more it hurts them, because the bees have to travel across that range. So say your bee range goes from this edge all the way over to this edge. The bee, if the next target is over there, the bee's not going to do any damage till it travels all the way over here. Which means it lowers their effectiveness by having bigger range. So like in the case of the bees, you'd want to get rid of Deadly Strikes and put in more power. So like Vampiric Empowerment, Mass Destruction if you had it. But bees just are, their natural range is plenty big enough where you don't really need it. But every defense in the game, you'd start with those 3 shards and then decide which of the 3 you don't need, if any. I mean, a lot of the defenses you just want to keep those. The majority of defenses you just want to keep those. Like bees, all of the Dryad stuff you'd want to change slightly because the natural ranges are so big. With slimes, bees, and the Nimbus, you don't want more range. The Nimbus, I don't even use the range gambit. It's the only defense in the game that I don't put the range gambit on. And it's the same thing. It's that whole travel time thing. You know, you don't want the Nimbus having to fly too long, even though you can make ridiculous huge map-wide coverage. Well, if it targets this mob, and then the next mob it targets is way over there, you can have the Nimbus get that large. But the problem is it's got to travel from way over there all the way over to here before it attacks anything. I don't know. My guess would be if it's Chaos 7 quality, or in a Chaos 7 relic, I would guess a 10 out of 10 Anti-Frost would probably go for, what, 5 million? Something like that? I'm just guessing. You don't find very many good mods for sale anymore, so it's hard to come up with any set pricing. Lilith, thank you so much for subscribing. I do appreciate it. Thrives on you. Looks like I missed you. Wow, did I miss a bunch of people? Tony, Jeffrey, Thrives on you, Lilith, if y'all are still here. Thank you all so much for subscribing. It's like my alerts panel was lagging behind or something. Yeah, I mean, you'll probably get 5 mil for it. Well, the first grind in the game would be shards. 10. So the first thing you want to do, once you get to Chaos 7, is get all the shards you need. So the very first grind in the game would be shards. Now that's going to be remedied quite a bit in the next update, as you're going to be able to just buy those with Defender medals. First 2 weeks of April, Cody. There's no date yet, though. All we know is it'll be in the first 2 weeks of April. That one's not, I mean, although it's a great shard for frost lanes, it's just not, it's a niche shard, so it's not gonna, or niche mod, it's not gonna give you, you got the ignite bug on him, huh? Gotta let him go out. If he's ignited and the bubble doesn't go away, you gotta quit shooting him, y'all. If you see that happen, quit shooting him and let the ignite expire, and then reignite him, and it'll take the bubble away. But yeah, things like anti-frost, anti-orc, you're never going to get the big bucks for them. The high money mods are tenacity, defense rate, anti-melee is higher, above average as far as 10 out of 10s. I think the most valuable mod right now is probably defense rate, I would guess. As far as what sells for the most overall. It's a hot item, you know? I use Gatto Fireworks more frequently, Jerbear. It travels a little quicker. The problem with a lot of those, the Cat Crow actually doesn't do as much damage. It's not as good as Snowball. The problem with a lot of those Nukemont pets is they travel really, really slow. So Gatto Fireworks goes, the projectile goes really quick, which is kind of nice. I'm just going to run over here while those guys trade mana back and forth. But that's one of the challenges, especially with it being so fun to shoot the stuff all the way across the map. Because it's super fun on the Nuke Monk to like blow up a ogre or a roller or whatever the case is from all the way across the map. It's just fun as hell. But then you got the potential of that projectile getting stuck on things, you know? Just gonna spam this one too, since I've got these guys all in the deck. Sorry, y'all. Oop. Boring builds, I know, boring builds. Defense rate mods are gonna drop in any mods drop in any game mode. I don't know where defense rate starts. I think it might start at like Chaos 5 or 6. Starts dropping. Lightrayne spreadsheet will have that info there. If you do exclamation info tables in chat, it'll get you a link to Lightrayne spreadsheet that will show all the stuff. It's the only way to use it, really, Kai, is in take the 20 DU defense of your choice. And that's where you want it. Any 20 DU defense is the best place to use it, because it's something you can easily add into any lane without spending a bunch of DU. And you never want to put it in a boost arrow, which is a common or a common thing that a lot of people do. But never ever put it inside of a boost arrow. You lose value instantly. You want it out. So if you wanted to use a boost arrow in this situation, you would put the boost arrow outside of the destructive. So like I would throw the boost arrow right here. I'm going to sell these and get a little bit more spawn camp going over here. Yeah, they're both really good there, Ethan. No doubt. Barb's a beast, Mystic's a beast. if you want to play melee, the barb, there's just no better answer than the barb, you know? If you want to mix range into the mix, the Mystic is strongest in melee range, but she's playable without being in melee range. Where the barb, you just can't play at range. It's just not an option. You gotta get up in there. Get up in there. Be the most effective barb you can be, you know? Where, I mean, I can still do like 3 or 4 million DPS just kicking it over here and just spamming my right click button. You know, if I do the spam the button real quick thing and really get the shots flying off, then I can get it up to like 6 or 7 mil. No. What is it specifically you're looking for? I mean, it goes up every floor. The mob level goes up, which, you know, of course increases their health and the amount of damage they do. Floor 32 is max Chaos 7, if that's what you're looking for. So floor 32 is going to give you the maximum difficulty mobs you could see in Chaos 7. What's going on there, Nebber? How you doing? I think it's just visual. Okay. What's going on, Duck? How you doing? I'm doing good. I got the allergy issues going today, but besides that, it's a good day. I got a long day of gaming ahead of me. It's always a plus. Finally caught up on all of my video editing and time to do some more recording. So that is nice. It's a lot more fun to play and record than it is to sit here in front of your video editor for hours and hours. That is for damn sure. This map is a gorgeous, gorgeous map, but God, it just takes so long to run it. The mobs come out so slow. Your father sold all the good shards. What did he do that for? You gotta get them shards again. I mean, shards is the first grind in the game. The Nuke Monk is stronger than any hero in the game, Ethan. I mean, the Mystic versus Nuke Monk is no comparison whatsoever. A Nuke Monk is the strongest DPS hero in the game, period. There's nothing even close to it, in fact. The next closest to it would probably be the Dryad. Maybe the Gun Witch. The Barbarian could sneak up in there. But none of them are anywhere near as strong as a Nuke Monk. It's broken, overpowered. It is the strongest thing, you know. I mean, I'm one-shotting for over 1 billion damage now on mine. 1 billion. Just in one hit. It's crazy. What's going on, Simon? How are you? See, like, we got the ignite bug. We gotta let the ignite go out. or that shield will never go away. These guys want to keep shooting. You gotta let it go out. Then you can reignite it, and then the bubble goes away. So just make sure you keep an eye out for that. If you're using burning strikes and you're igniting it and it's not dying or the bubble's not going away, it's bugged. But that's the fix for it. Exclamation spotlights in chat there, Dak. I put all of my hero and tower builds all in that playlist. I couldn't do that in one video, no. It would be like a 3-hour video. Explaining everything. So it'll never happen in one video. Ever. I may end up putting together a group of hero and defense spotlights into one big long thing and running it on Twitch when I'm not streaming. I've thought about doing that. Having like DD2 TV going on Twitch, you know. Yeah, there's a potential for a new hero to hit Dungeon Defenders Awakened. It's not realistic to think we're ever going to get another hero for DD2. I break it out, play all kinds of different stuff, Kai, so I don't really allow myself to get burnt out on it or anything. I mean, it's getting more and more boring every day. We need that update to hit to bring back the excitement of something to grind, you know? No, you can't get marks anymore. My favorite pet is probably the Auto Meow Freddy. I just think that the model on that, you know, that and I like cats. I got, you know, you guys all know. You hear the kitty all the time. I really do think that Auto Meow is the best looking pet in the game, though. Let's see, switch it back up. Get some Proton action. Proteus. There's nothing special about marks. Marks are a medallion that looks different. There is zero special about them. It's got the exact same effectiveness as a medallion. Exact same numbers, exact same stats. So there's... A mark just signifies that you played prior to the update and that removed marks. But it doesn't give you any advantage over anything, or... I mean, they're a dime a dozen. There's a bazillion marks out there. So it's not like it's anything special to have one. To some people, they try to play it off like it is, and they sell them for a fortune. There's literally thousands and thousands and thousands of marks out there. They took them out because crit was removed as a stat and became a raw percentage. Crit used to be a stat, just like defense power was. But it was not, it was an ineffective stat. It was not as good as just going raw defense power and converting to crit. So they changed the system, and which just completely made them obsolete. So then they were removed. Same thing with orbs. Orbs are the exact same thing. Orbs were never effective. They were always a piece of crap from the very beginning. But they were changed as well. So any orbs out there got mark stats put on them. Why does it not let me place that? That is so weird. We got the DU. I got the mana. Huh. That is so strange. What the heck? There we go. I guess I can get it in there like that. Well, I mean, it was powerful. Was it broken? No. That was the system. You know, it wasn't any more broken than Destruction is now. I mean, right now, Destruction is like the single best shard you could use. Maybe defense rate. But, you know, power transfer was just... It wasn't the shard that was broken, it was crit damage that was broken. That's why they changed it. The crit damage was absurd. Orbs are worthless too, Jerbear. There's no reason to ever have one, or want one. I mean, I've still got some orbs that I throw in the bank just so I could say I have them. But there's no reason to have them. There's nothing special about them. It's a old item that's became useless. Or it's actually an old item that was always useless. So it's the same thing there. There's tons and tons of them out there. There's not as many as marks. Because people didn't hold on to orbs because they were always such crap. And marks were at least usable, where orbs just straight up weren't even usable. They were so bad. Yeah, that just has no value. It's nothing special. I mean, the people that want to make an orb special because they have one are the people that don't have the good pets. And they're struggling to have something that's quote, quote, special. You know, there's nothing special about an orb. It's just... It's a thing with a stupid looking icon that does the same thing as a medallion. There's never ever been anything special about orbs. Yeah, orbs had a defense speed main stat, which means they had really low defense power. Which means they were worthless. I mean, the only time that orbs were even usable in any form was back when Chaos 5 was the top. And you did heavy cannonball stun builds before they nerfed heavy cannonball. And then it was still not the best thing to use, but it was usable. Defense rate is what he means by speed. Orbs were defense rate, medallions were defense power, marks were defense crit as their main stat. Totems defense health. Well, all of that got removed and it got switched down to totems and medallions only. And in part because the crit system was completely broken and the crit system got reworked, but also because orbs and marks were never... People just didn't use them. I mean, people used them. People used them, but it was never the best thing to use. It would never net you the highest DPS. I wonder how that guy snuck through. It was to give us some versatility in early game when, you know, that started when trials became a thing, basically. It would give you a little bit of versatility on builds, but no one used it because the other builds sucked. Yep, always the Lady Orc, no doubt. Always them Zerkers getting all uppity. Uppity Zerkers. That's an easy fix. One lightning strike aura and it's a done deal. 2 lightning strike auras and it's just straight up over. There's no Lady Orc that's going to survive that gauntlet of LSAs. Just not going to happen. I've got all the CH shards. Some are better than others. The most exciting ones are Water Elemental. There's a really good Gunwitch Ice Needle Shard. There's... Actually, the Gunwitch has a couple usable ones. I did 65, Tobias. But yeah, I've got them all. I never sold them. When they went away, I never got rid of them. They're all in my vault. I don't carry all that with me. None of them have their tooltips on them of what they do. They all say this shard has been disabled. So all it's got is the name. I probably got one of them equipped right now. Or now I took it out. Let's see, do I have it on me? Doesn't look like I have it on me. I had one equipped. There, I do have it on me. Tempered Anger. They all show that. This shard power has been temporarily drained. So it doesn't show you what the shard actually does. Which, I mean, right now the shard does nothing. I use anti-melee, anti-chaos, and anti-mini-boss on my LSAs, Becca. Yeah, the wiki has the descriptions there. Cryo's bot's got the descriptions there. But they're turned off in-game, though. Until the next update hits. This one reduced... or it removed the damage that gets taken at 0 appeasement on the Mystic. It's just there because it's been sitting there this whole time. But yeah, it made it so that the Mystic couldn't kill herself from no appeasement. Yeah, they're going to get balanced, there's no doubt. I mean, the reason they were all removed is because they were broken in some way or another. So there's no doubt. We don't know what the new versions will be yet, you know. I would bet almost all of them probably get changed in some way. I don't know. You'd have to look there, Kai. You would know better than us. I'm not in Germany. That stinks that passed, though. Oh, that's extreme luck there, Baku, no doubt. It takes 286 rerolls to guarantee a 10 out of 10, so if you got it in 16, yeah, that's like extreme amounts of luck, for sure. Glad somebody's having some, you know? I can't seem to get no luck going. No luck for me. I'm anxious to see what some of those get changed to, though. Like, what's the one? Cryo would remember. What's the lightning damage one for the weapon? I can't remember the name of it. How can I not remember the name of that? I used to use it all the time. That one I'm very curious to see what they do with, because it was kind of broken OP before. But one of the reasons it was broken OP was because of how crit worked in the old system. see. Let's get some snakes. Needs more snakes. Is a perfect snake map. Snakes for days. Yeah, that would be normal, okay? I mean, like I said, it's 286 rerolls. These aren't my normal auras, Jerbear. These are those Drakenfrost Keep auras. My normal auras aren't this big. All of the shards are coming except 2 of them, they said, from what they've said so far. That Harbinger's Exile is not coming, and that one was really broken. It caused a lot of bugginess, a lot of crashes and whatnot. Yeah, that won't happen normally. That's like a one-time thing. You won't get that lucky over and over again. I mean, I've had lucky rolls too, but I've had quite a few that have taken me the full 286. Yeah, Lightning Touch, that was the one I was talking about. Harbinger's Exile. Okay. It gave the Squire's target dummy a chance to teleport enemies back to the spawn. But what ended up happening is it teleported enemies like back into the wall at a spawn and they got stuck. So it was bad. I mean, in theory it was great. But in effectiveness it was bad. Go get him, Snake Lady. That's a situational thing there, Ethan. I mean, the right answer is you want them both at 10 out of 10. Lightning Touch gives you... It's like, kind of like, the Mastery Shard is a version of Lightning Touch. But it gave you a 40% additional, storm damage on an attack. Based off of your hero damage stat. 40% of your hero damage is additional damage. But the thing is it could crit. And before, when crit scaling was ridiculously OP, you didn't care what your normal hit did. It was all about what your crit hits did, you know? Walls have got some really good mods. The whole thing is walls are just not required. And that's part of the adding in all the elemental combos with all the CC. Has basically completely eliminated the need for walls once you get geared. For shards, I agree, they definitely use some love. But I mean, what do you use? You use fortification. It's like a no-brainer, you know? If it's a wall that has range to its attack, then you'd want deadly strikes. So, I mean, some of the slots are just already full, you know? Make this the last one here. I want to get a little food in my belly. Get a little more caffeine. I'm going to be back with a late stream tonight. I'm not sure what I'm going to be playing yet. Well, then your Skyguard sucks. Doesn't matter what floor you're on. You're either building it right or you're not. Elemental combos are the crowd control that's available in the game, for the most part, Larry. A drenched enemy that gets hit by storm damage gets electrocuted, which is a big stun. A drenched enemy that gets hit by frost damage gets frozen, which of course is a big stun. In the next update, we're getting another one, which is Petrify, which is going to be a poisoned enemy gets hit with earth damage, is going to petrify enemies, which turns into big crowd control as well. That's another video I'll have to redo in the tutorials section. I'll probably end up redoing all of those videos just to the most current endgame state. It's going to be a lot of work. I'm going to have a lot of work to do when the update comes. I mean, I'm looking forward to it. Because, like, right now, there's, like, next to no tutorial type videos I could do for DD2. And that's what I enjoy doing. And that's what most of the people come to the channel for. Is for the tutorial type stuff. It's what your mauls do right now if you play the Lavamancer, Kai. What's going on there, Cat? How you doing? Look at a Lavamancer's maul and look at what its attack does. It will be exactly that, is my guess. Well, not much else can change that, never. You either want to play it or you don't, and there's no, you know, there's no wrong answer to that. If you're done with DD2, you're done with DD2. Check it out when the new update hits. Maybe there'll be something new and exciting that'll bring you back in. Thank you so much for subscribing there, Cat. Appreciate it. Need a little break from DD2? Borderlands 1 Remastered hits on April 3rd, and on PC anyway, it's free for anyone who already owns Borderlands 1. So all of y'all that have played Borderlands 1 on PC back many, many years ago, you get the remastered version for free. There is a nice little break right there from DD2. Anyway, I'll head back to Tavern, look at all the loot, and do a few rerolls. I've got quite a few rerolls into this this focused power chip on this Mystic's weapon now, so I mean I should be getting pretty close. Should be getting pretty close to getting that 10 out of 10, right? Let's see, we got anything good sitting around here? I gotta move that over so I quit getting teased by the 8. I don't know. There's a leaderboard for that. I'm not sure who it is. It's probably Nictus or Muggs, I would guess. But I may be wrong. I'm not sure who is the highest. Doesn't really matter. There's an effective level with Ascension that once you pass, you're just not getting any more benefit out of it. Anti-mini boss. I think I've already got a good anti-mini boss, but I'll keep that one just in case. Well, I mean, DD2 is a single-player game. It just is. They put way too much gating in to make Dungeon Defenders friendly to play together. It's a huge mistake they made in Dungeon Defenders 2, in my opinion. The gating in Onslaught is absurd. It completely forces people to play solo. So you're just, you know, that's a terrible design choice that Dungeon Defenders 2 made. The gating is just bad. Alright, I got 8 chances. I'm probably getting close to about 200 rerolls on this one now. Let's see. Nope, not gonna happen today. Need to get that focused power one dialed in, and then the Shadow Flame knife will be done until the update hits. Let's see what we got. Oh man, another blue one. I've had the worst luck with the Christmas tree here the last few days. The last few weeks. I mean days. I've had bad tree luck for a while now. Anyway, y'all, that is going to do it for now, though. I will be back later on today playing a little something different. I'm not sure what I'm going to play yet, or if there's going to be anybody available for me to play with later. But I will be back later on. So, thank you all so much for swinging by. It's coming up on 2:30 now. I'll probably be back around 5 p.m. Pacific time with something. But I'm going to take a little break here and get some more caffeine flowing and all that good stuff. But thank you all an absolute ton for swinging by. I do appreciate you all. And hopefully everybody's having a good weekend. But thank you all again. And I'll see you soon. Take it easy.